So anti-lag popping and banging through the start line they come. Čirba through the gears. Nice little flick across the track as here he goes for initiation, but he's made the same mistake as Saudatir did in his run. Initiated too early, finds himself on the inside of the circuit. Benedictus Čirba right up onto the wall. Looks at the transition, perfectly timed from Čirba. Look at that, keeps that rear wheel inside that circuit. Aziri just can't find that proximity, a little bit worried, shallowing up the angle, looking scrappy, finds himself back on the inside of the circuit. Once again, judges said if you are on the inside edge of that circuit, in the briefing, you are cutting the course, you will bleed in points, and Benedictus Čirba right now looks like this could be almost a 9.1 run to him. So there we go. A replay coming up. Perfect initiation from Benedictus Čirba, absolutely perfectly timed. Little dab on the handbrake slowed the back end of that car down, and you can see Aziri get himself messy out the front there. Tries to make a dive onto the door, but just can't hold on to it. Just doesn't have the skill set in the bag of tools to allow him to get there. And you can see they're nervous onto the wall. Tries to shortcut the circuit to gain proximity on the side of Benedictus Čirba's E36 BMW. And Benedictus Čirba by this point pulled a healthy lead. Gets himself up onto the wall and across the line safely. Job done for Benedictus Čirba. Feeling the pressure in the car. Anti-lag banging once again for Aziri as they come off the start line. Čirba keeps him in his sights but doesn't want to get too close. Doesn't know what he's going to do and throws it off track is exactly what he's going to do. But he's going to re-enter in front of Čirba. Čirba very carefully lifts off the throttle there. Allows that car to slow down. Allows Al-Aziri back onto the circuit and then gives him a nice chase. Now, a lot of you guys would be saying, well, why doesn't he give him more of room to chase? But judges said that you must be within 2 clipping points of each other, and Aziri there onto the wall, got a little nervous, shut it down, and almost made contact with Benedictus Čirba. As we look back at a replay and take a look at what happened to Al-Aziri's car, you can see here again, initiated carrying lots of speed. That car caught a whole bunch of understeer. The track freshly swept before top 32 and repainted, so perfect conditions, clean as they have been all weekend and for all the rest of the rounds. Unfortunately for Al-Aziri, he just couldn't hold it together, and this is where it kind of went wrong. Yeah, he was getting himself into the wall. He shallowed up the angle. He still didn't. A man that's been there on the big screen already is, of course, Formula Drift Japan driver Tsuzuka Takizawa. Takizawa now in the chase. That big Mark II chaser hunting down the Turbo Systems E92 BMW, and for a while there Vasiliauskas had to hold on for a little bit. This is Scrappy in the lead. He's in and out of the outside zone, stands on the throttle. We know he's got all of the horsepower underneath the bonnet. S55 Turbo hammers down once again on the throttle, gets that rear wheel into that zone. Takizawa though not doing a bad job to say he's going up against a world-class driver right now as he transitions across the circuit. Vasiliauskas gets himself deep into the outside zone. He's going to wander out of it, wanders back into it, across the line. Not a clean battle, or not a clean run from either of those guys, in my honest opinion. Vasiliauskas, look at this, initiated way far back. Drops a wheel on the outside edge of that zone, and in the background, Takizawa doesn't do too bad of a job there. Does get left in the background, sacrifices that transition. Andreas Vasiliauskas, though, look at this as he gets to the wall. Kind of looks a little bit nervous, finds his feet as he gets into this zone. But Takizawa stayed kind of consistent. This is where he started to fall apart a little bit. Made a mistake there, dropped a wheel. Vasiliauskas, though, had the grip, no proximity in the battle, but look at this from Vasiliauskas go. Again, look, gets wide in that zone, gets right close to the outside edge of dropping a wheel out of that zone, then gets himself back in deep again. See a lot of drivers doing that yesterday. And there we go, the Lithuanian flag being flown in the grandstands. And Formula Drift Japan driver leads them both out. What has he got as he slams through the gears? You can see Vasiliauskas going to go for that initiation. Copies what Riyad Al-Mubsali did. Both guys get into it. Nice initiation. Lovely setup on the outside zone. Nice and deep. But look at this from Vasiliauskas. He's got the proximity. He's right on the inside of the door. Transition across the circuit. Big angle thrown on. Trying to upset him. Vasiliauskas is Takizawa now as Takizawa gets into the wall. Takizawa gets it into the wall and makes contact with Vasiliauskas. And Vasiliauskas aborts the run. And that one's going to be a tough one for the judges now. So is there damage on Vasiliauskas' car? Not sure. Doesn't look like it from here. Nice initiation for all those guys. Vasiliauskas, textbook, sticks it onto the door. As soon as he initiates that Riyad Al Mafsali style fire into the door across the track, worked perfectly. Nice transition. Contact with the wall. Yeah. Slams in to the E92 of Andreas Vasiliauskas, takes the wing mirror clean off the car. So pretty sure I know which way this is going to go, but you can never count it out from what the judges are looking at. And there we go, it is official. Andreas Vasiliauskas gets the win, advances through. And here we go. Čirba to lead, Kremitz to give chase. Čirba through the gears. V8 turbo underneath the bonnet, that 36, but look at this from Kremitz, aggressive. Oh, a little wobble from both of them as they start to go wide on the outside edge of the circuit. They both find themselves back in it again. Kremitz looks for the back bumper. Oh, early on the transition, Kremitz throws it away and puts four wheels off track. Kremitz now gets himself back into the mix. Benediktas Čirba looking rock steady out front. Nice transition down the outside zone. Kremitz goes for the dive once again. He's going to be wide on the outside zone as Kremitz and Čirba cross the line. Yeah, so there we go. Replay of this. Look. Judges will be looking to see if Benediktas Čirba led Sergei Kremitz off track, and I believe he did. Benediktas Čirba led Kremitz to put three wheels off the edge of the circuit. But this for me was the defining moment. Čirba just threw the smoke screen up and Sergei Kremitz got lost, and you can see managed to stay drifting but put four wheels off the inside edge of the circuit. So that'd be a huge advantage to Benediktas Čirba. And Sergei Kremitz, you can see, makes a massive surge through the smoke. Flames erupting from the wing and the bonnet as he tries to put everything together to keep himself in it. And Čirba, everything to walk away from this one. Was second place on the podium at the last round. Can he do it again? Nice initiation from Sergei Kremitz. No leading off the track this time. Oh, starts to fall out of the outside zone though. Wanders back into it. Look at this from Čirba, right up onto the door. Flames erupting once again. Čirba through the smoke on the back bumper. Big angle thrown on by Sergei Kremitz, and Čirba makes a massive mistake. Kremitz threw the gang sign up and absolutely upset Benediktas Čirba. What a turn of events there. Wow, Sergei Kremitz gets himself into it. Čirba takes it across the line. Wow. Let's take a look at the replay. Benediktas Čirba got caught up there. Sergei Kremitz playing some games, threw up the gang sign, put that IS200 on some gangster angle. Nice run from Sergei Kremitz as he comes down onto the wall, keeps that thing pinned, does wash away, does get out of that outside zone. But look at this, big angle. Look, Čirba slowed that car down so much that he had to get himself out of it and then back into it again. That is a big upset in the battle. And I tell you what, if Sergei Kremitz had any tools in the toolbox to use, that was one that he used to his absolute advantage. Will the judges see it the same way? I'm heading my bets on a one more time, potentially. Oh, and there we go, though. Decisions in. I was completely wrong. Benediktas Čirba gets the win and moves through to the Grade 8. Well, what an upset there. Sergei Kremitz left sitting, waiting, thinking, well, I tried everything I could. Wasn't enough. Let's hope he gets a clean one this time. Anti-leg going. These guys no messing around. Through and down they come, slamming through the gears. Vasiliauskas flicks that car left to right. Rarahovsky goes for a big flick but can't make it work now. Loses a little ground. Shallows up the angle. Tries to get on the inside of the circuit. Vasiliauskas fires big angle at it as he transitions now into the outside zone. Rarahovsky finds himself lost on the inside edge again of the circuit. Once again, shallows up, looks for the front wheel. Rarahovsky playing with danger, nosing that GT86 onto the door of Vasiliauskas' BMW as he transitions once again into this outside zone. Rarahovsky gives him the room to manoeuvre, backs it in and nudges the front. Wow! Well, what a battle that was. Just take a look at this incredible stuff from Rarahovsky and Vasiliauskas. Vasiliauskas pretty much not a foot wrong in that lead position. Rarahovsky taking a few little mistakes here and there, but the proximity, the dives, the show of brilliance, absolutely incredible from Rarahovsky. And look at this at the end, stamps his exclamation mark on it by giving him a nudge on the front wheel. Nicely done from Rarahovsky to lead out Vasiliauskas. They traded paint on the first run. Will Vasiliauskas repay the favour? He's already trying to, but he's initiated in the middle of the circuit. He's already going to start losing ground, but Rarahovsky on the inside, shortcutting the track, goes wide now, starts to come down towards the wall. Short falls again on the outside zone. Rarahovsky shortcutting the track. This is not a clean lead. Rarahovsky not giving Vasiliauskas the opportunity to get up close and personal as Rarahovsky pulls away massively from Vasiliauskas in the outside zone. Big transition coming up now for both of these guys as Vasiliauskas throws his hands up and says, I'm not going to even try to get close. Rarahovsky, well, may have looked impressive, but look at this, out of the outside zone, shortcutting the track, drops a wheel on the outside edge of the track, evades that clipping point, little dab of the foot brake on the transition to keep things under control, transitions back once again. You can see this, does get into that outside zone, does fulfill it, pulls some nice ground on Vasiliauskas, but this transition, once again, short falls, doesn't get deep into the zone, doesn't get close to the wall, and that's how he managed to escape this one. Judges deliberating it. Oh, and there we go. Vasiliauskas gets the win. Vasiliauskas gets the win. Rarahovsky out. It's going to come down to the nice lead line from Vasiliauskas, and unfortunately, the poor lead from Rarahovsky, although Vasiliauskas failed to chase him or have much proximity. He was still on a nicer chase line, and that's what the judges will be looking at. So there we go. Green, we're good to go. Hadidi to lead out Čirba for a spot in the final four awaits now. Oh, he goes way across the track, does Hadidi, but he makes it work. Čirba gets thrown off a little bit, drops down on the inside edge of the circuit. Here comes Čirba though on a hunt. A hunt for this young man. Wow, sticks the BMW to the door. On the transition goes Čirba. Can he make it back? Of course he can. Through the smoke comes Benediktas Čirba as Hadidi puts the back end of the S15 to the wall. Look at Hadidi. He's on an absolute flyer right now. Hadidi, blinded by his own smoke, transitions back. And look at Čirba right there, still in the zone. Still on that line as Hadidi sticks it to the wall. Čirba right with him. Wow, what a run. Look at this. Hadidi absolutely flying, sticks the car in all the right places, puts on an incredible show of why he is the first place qualifier. Consistent, absolutely key. Very nice line, but Benediktas Čirba showed age, showed his experience and put that car where it needed to be on the circuit. Got the proximity where it needed to be. Look at this, you can't even see Čirba until he emerges through the smoke up into the side of the S15, then allows him to get to the wall. gives him the room to manoeuvre. And the button is pressed on the traffic light, and these guys are sent on their way for the second half of the run. Hadidi to chase down Čirba. Čirba with a nice initiation. Hadidi fires in that S15, almost backs it in his wheels off the edge of the circuit, gets it back in again. Čirba's going to go wide to the wall, and up close and personal goes Čirba, but Hadidi right there, and Čirba throws a curveball to Hadidi and dials on some angle. Wow, what a big ball of fire. The whole car is on fire. The whole car is on fire. Haytham Al Hadidi's car explodes in a ball of flames as Benedictus Čirba finishes up the run. Wow. Wow, scary scenes in Oman as Haytham Al Hadidi's car catches fire in a real bad way at the back end of the circuit. Car is out now and safe. Look at this though, Hadidi was going for it, absolutely firing through the circuit. Look at this. This is where it went wrong. Big clutch kick. As he comes back, boom, big fire erupts. And then in the background you can see him taking his way off track, completely engulfed in flames. So moving any further forward than top 16, Čirba make it to the final four. Čirba will extend his points, leapfrog, sorry. A little bit stiffer than a glass of water. Here we go, off the line, Daham, Vasiliauskas. Can we get a clean one? Let's hope so. Daham to lead out Vasiliauskas, no messing around. Daham straight into that outside zone. Wow, Daham with a pace. Look at Daham, like a man possessed right now as he comes down onto the wall. Vasiliauskas has nothing in this one at the moment. Good line, no proximity, good transition from Daham as Vasiliauskas dials on a little bit too much angle. Now starts to find some lost ground as Vasiliauskas hunts down Daham. Daham is absolutely flying through the centre of the circuit. He's going to get nice and deep into this outside zone. Vasiliauskas, one last push across the line. Well, fireworks and a clean run, and a very clean run at that. Incredible stuff. Ahmed Daham, second place qualifier. Look at that, the front end of the car got a little loose down the back end. He had to unwind some steering angle and get himself back into it. Nice transition. Vasiliauskas found some lost ground, but then you could see there, almost over-rotated, threw on a whole bunch of steering locks, slowed himself down, and Daham then throws up the smoke screen as he accelerates across the circuit. Vasiliauskas goes for it, just can't get there, sacrifices the line, gets on the back bumper, almost hits him. One place in the final four already taken. Who's this one going to go to? Daham right now chasing down Vasiliauskas. Vasiliauskas is going to try the pace, but he knows that Daham has got serious grip. Look at the grip that Daham's got wound in. He's had to shallow off the angle. Vasiliauskas off that outside line though, shallow through the middle. Vasiliauskas winds on the lock. You can see Daham avoiding contact at every cost right now. Gets himself into it down the bottom end on that big left-hand turn as Vasiliauskas goes very, very wide. Daham lost in the smoke, waits for it, makes for a dive, gets himself in it. Vasiliauskas sets himself up for the wall, but Daham is on the door. So, take a look back at this, just trying to pinpoint a few points here that maybe would arouse some suspicion to the judges. For me, the lack of angle from Daham will be questionable. The judges will be taking a look at that, but the proximity will override any doubts they have in their mind. I thought that Daham was going to go for more of a dive here. I thought he was going to be glued to the door. I mean, look, he's close enough at them sort of speeds against a concrete wall. Incredible job from Daham. Not the best lead line. Vasiliauskas thinks he's got it. Hand pumping out the window. What do you think? Very nice battle. Very, very nice battle indeed. And that's kind of what we've come to expect now from these drift superstars. One more time. Yeah. Not a surprise. Not a surprise whatsoever. They're going to go at it again. Ahmed Daham leads out Vasiliauskas for the final spot in the final four. Nice initiation this time from Daham, and look at this, Vasiliauskas has wound in the screw found a little bit more grip, and you can see Daham's loosened that car up potentially a little slower through that top end of the track. Nice transition. Vasiliauskas through the smoke on the foot brake, upsets himself a little on that balance now, has to settle, get himself in, up into the door. Can he find Daham's Red Bull S14? He certainly can as they carry the angle through the centre of the circuit. This is better, this is cleaner from both drivers as Vasiliauskas looks for the back end once again. So there we go, nicer battle in this one more time. A lot cleaner. You can see Daham's definitely loosened up that car a little bit, a little less grip dialed in, and for Vasiliauskas, seems like he's turned the screw, looks like he's wound up the grip levels a lot closer this time on a proximity. Not door to door like we'd like to see him, but definitely in the zone and definitely a lot more of a player in that chase position. Nice transition from Vasiliauskas at this, then goes for it, looks to seal the deal, gets on the back bumper. Nice job. After this, we're ready to go. Daham to chase down Vasiliauskas as Vasiliauskas gets the jump, gets the heat through the gate. Look at this. Oh, wobbles the front wheel. That upsets the balance of the car. Gives the opportunity for Daham to get up close and personal. Down Daham's up on the door. Wow, what a dive from Ahmed Daham as he transitions through the smoke. Oh, almost gets himself caught up on the inside. Daham looks for the side of that carbon Kevlar E92, and Daham shallows up the angle, off and on the throttle, edges closer and closer through the fastest part of the circuit as Daham looks once again to make a move, and he certainly does as Vasiliauskas gets up onto the wall. Wow, clean battle from both these guys. What a run. Vasiliauskas, very nicely done. Look at this upset though, understeer, bam, snaps himself back into it. That opens up the door for Daham. Daham sees that option, goes for it. Look at the way he tucks that S14 up on the inside. Nice transition back as Vasiliauskas doesn't use all of the circuit available. Daham waits here though, nicely done. Sets the car up, looks for Vasiliauskas, just gets himself nice and close onto the door, and then here, boom, through the smoke. Asks the judges if there's any more else they want from this battle than to get real close on the door. Nicely done from Daham and Vasiliauskas. Yeah, wow, look at that. There we go. Daham gets the win, takes Vasiliauskas out of it at round one. He's hunting for that championship, but he's got to get through Ali Maxid first to get there. What has Čirba got? Nice initiation for Čirba. Maxid gets in it though, gives him a little nudge, drops himself down on the inside of the track. Čirba stays in it. Maxid goes wide again. Maxid is hungry. Čirba absolutely flying as Maxid comes through the smoke, gets a little lost on the transition. Čirba gets himself in it and Maxid shuts it down. Has to reinitiate. Big points deduction for Ali Maxid right now as Benediktas Čirba gets back on the throttle into the outside zone. Maxid free wheels off track as Čirba finishes up a real nice lead run. Look at this. Maxid, where did it all go wrong? Little nudge on the front wheel there, upset the balance of the car, just got himself dropped down on the inside. Benediktas Čirba kept foot flat to floor. Ali Maxid though, car looks a little scrappy, a little rough, comes through the smoke, gets back on the throttle, nothing there, has to go for it again. Benediktas Čirba, no worries out front. Maxid does manage to get that car up and running and working once again, but look at this, big throw across the track, free wheels off. Can the car hold together? Can he hold together? Bam, light goes green, no messing around, straight into it. Down they come through the gears. Maxid flicks the car into initiation. Čirba right there with him. Maxid, no messing around, on the throttle, foot brake, riding, keeping the back end of the 86 in the outside zone. Čirba on the door though. Čirba looks for it even more as Čirba makes a dangerous dive through the smoke. Maxid goes wide, Čirba takes the opportunity. Perfect lead line so far from Ali Maxid, but Benediktas Čirba's taking all the opportunity. Super close, looks to push even closer as they come down now. Čirba transitions early, shallows up the angle, looks to make the dive, just can't get there as Maxid puts foot to floor. Very, very good. Very tidy from both guys. Very nice initiation from Ali Maxid. Look at that. Deep into the outside zone. No messing around. Benediktas Čirba putting down an absolutely clinical chase run. Only one mistake for me, and that was as they exited this next corner. Maxide onto the wall, left foot braking. Look at that, deep into the outside zone. Čirba takes all the opportunity. Maxide goes super deep into this. But look at Čirba. Čirba initiates a little bit too early. Finds himself caught up on the inside, a little bit choked up. Can't seem to get himself back onto the door. Makes a dive on the rear bumper. Let's see how the judges find this one. Quick decision. Looks like it's coming in. Who's going to take it through to the final? Benediktas Čirba. Benediktas Čirba takes it through to the final. Daham versus Čirba for the first step on the podium. Here we go. Daham hot through the gate, flings the car sideways with ease as Daham gets into it. Look at the separation as Daham puts foot to floor. Čirba shallows up the angle as Daham scrubs the speed, falls out of that zone on the transition, makes it back as Čirba gets back into it once again. Daham now opens up the throttle, unleashes all of the horsepower as he looks to evade the grip of Benediktas Čirba, but here he comes through the smoke as Benediktas Čirba looks for the side of that Red Bull S14. Across the line they go. Wow! Look at this. Look at Daham. No messing around. Flick that car through the chicane, full throttle. Benediktas Čirba nowhere to go. Daham absolutely pinned, but look, falls out of that zone, dabs the handbrake to set it back up, evades the outside zone. Through the transition, Benediktas Čirba right with him. They get themselves set up on the wall, boom, back end of the car disposed of by Ahmed Daham. Benediktas Čirba and Daham get lost in the smoke as they transition back through. Benediktas Čirba with him, but off that line. And look at the spin from Čirba across the line. Almost contact. For round two here in Oman. Anti-lag firing. Through the gears they come. The headlights shining bright in the camera lens as Daham fires up onto the door. Makes contact with Čirba. Čirba out of the outside zone. Contact from Daham onto the front wheel, onto the door. Look at Daham shallowing the angle, taking the risks, pushing Čirba in an uncomfortable position. Wow! Big dive from Daham. Did he go wide? He puts himself and Čirba in danger. Into the wall they go. Big impact. Big impact. Let's take a look back at a replay of this. I was not expecting this. Benediktas Čirba not on the qualifying line really. Look at this. As soon as he initiated, fell straight out of it. Daham having to shallow up that angle, nose the S14 up onto the door. He goes, look at this, nosing it in, just trying to push, trying to be aggressive. Nice transition back, almost takes the front end off. He does take the front end off, but that upsets Čirba. They both get into it and Daham ends up in the wall.